There's a whole world beyond your borders, whole tribes of people just as good as you, and it's all in danger. Welcome to Legends, a series that delves into the lore within Horizon Zero Dawn, a world with an abundance of powerful and moving history begging to be explored. Today, we take inspiration from the many tribal markings that are made available to Aloy after the release of New Game Plus, and the deeper cultural significance they hold among their various tribes and the individuals who adorn them. Beginning with those found among the Nora. Outside of those available to Aloy, we see a multitude of differing patterns and images displayed throughout the tribe, though some have come to believe many of these may demonstrate familiar relations, presumably traced through the mother side, but being that those we unlock relate more to status and position within the tribe, it may be possible that these profession or markings of rank take precedent over family markings. With that said, the titles of those made available to Aloy are more self-explanatory than some of their tribal counterparts. This is certainly the case with the markings of the Nora Brave. As most of us well know, this is a mark given to those who successfully complete the sacred trial of the Proving. If successful, they become a Brave of the tribe. These individuals are responsible for the protection of the sacred land, its settlements, and its people. They also serve the additional role of hunters within their hunter-gatherer culture, a role not gender exclusive, mostly due to the matriarchal society as a whole. A more specialized subsect of the Nora warrior is the Scout. As the name would imply, these serve to purvey what lies ahead and report back to the larger war party. It would seem that these tactical measurements were not implemented by the Braves who would go after the Eclipse, who were behind the Proving massacre, a mistake they paid for dearly, losing many warriors, only able to survive thanks to the Nora war chief Sona. On that note, it would seem that there is no specific face paint to correspond with the war chief rank, as Sona is only adorned with the markings of a typical Brave. Next comes the Death Seeker. This is of course the marking we see on the face of Rost, who asked for the dark rite to be performed upon him to seek vengeance upon those who had killed his family. Outside the fact that this ritual is very rarely performed, we don't see this marking within the Embrace due to the fact that the Death Seeker undergoes the process with the understanding that they are never allowed to return to the sacred land. With the spirit removed from the body to remain with All-Mother, the Death Seeker may venture out towards their given purpose without tainting their spirit in her memory, the Nora equivalent of the afterlife. The less severe variant of the former is that of the Seeker. Granted the proper blessing from the High Matriarchs, a Seeker is allowed to come and go from the sacred land, as well as delve into the ruins of the metal world without becoming tainted or corrupted beyond All-Mother's reach. This rite only occurs when a worthy Brave makes themselves known, as well as a purpose worthy of the honor comes to pass. One point of confusion that has arisen concerning the rank is in reference to the Mark of the Seeker, and that the face paint is this mark. However, this is inaccurate. Though the face paint does represent the rank of a Seeker, the mark itself is a small hide talisman that can be seen on the majority of Aloy's outfits. This is worn from the moment she is made a Seeker by the High Matriarchs and does not require the completion of a New Game Plus playthrough. This brings us to the markings adorned by those chosen by the Sun, the Carja. Firstly, that of the Hawk. The highest rank one can achieve as a member of the Hunter's Lodge, second only to the Lodge's leader, the Sun Hawk. Only 7 individuals can hold the rank of Hawk at any given time, making the title extremely sought after and very rare. Only upon the death of a Hawk may their thrush ascend to the rank, and in so doing, bring a new member into the lodge as their newly appointed thrush. Until decreed by Sun King Avad, only Carja males of noble birth could become members of the lodge, but Outlanders as well as women are now able to seek acceptance into its storied halls. These nobles make up the upper class of Carja society. Only beneath the Sun Priests and the Sun King himself, each noble belongs to a family or clan. They are typically a class comprised of wealthy traders and military officers. The lore also mentions the existence of a Sun Court, presumably made up of these noble houses. These individuals, historically men, also serve as commanders or regional governors of Carja outposts dispersed throughout the Sundom. The markings of the Carja Stalker has to be one of the most enigmatic among those Aloy is able to adorn in her journeys. The name itself inspires speculation towards stealth and perhaps an expertise in tracking. Several lesser Carja NPCs can be seen with these markings, but most notably, Nil and the retired lodge member, Legan. Though clues are scarce in regards to the true meaning behind the Stalker markings, those who have the markings would point towards an affinity for combat and may relate to some kind of former military involvement. Lastly for the tribe is that of the Champion. All clues within the lore indicate this is a title exclusively given by the ruling Sun King of the tribe. They're chosen to carry out their will, the will of the sun. The one champion we come to know all too well was that of the 13th Sun King Jiran, the terror of the sun himself, Helis. Much of Jiran's madness was wrought upon the world through the work of his infamous champion, slaughtering countless lives across their known world in hopes of bringing an end to the derangement. Though but a kestrel, Helis enjoyed many honors typically reserved for those higher up the social ladder. Though not explicitly named, in Avad's case, it would be a tall order to find a more capable champion than that of our fiery-haired huntress. Moving on to our next set of tribal markings are the nomadic Banuk, a tribe that values the ability to endure above all else. In this comes the mark of the survivor. In this instance, however, this face paint has less to do with reverence and more to do with redemption. In Banuk culture, to survive is to be forgiven of your transgression. If one wrongs the tribe or the respective Werik, it's customary punishment to strip the convicted of their clothes and possessions and left out in the frigid wilderness to either be redeemed or perish. If still among the living, after returning from their mandated time, they are welcomed back once more. This marking most likely indicates that those who wear it were able to endure their punishment and have grown stronger from it. Next is the Banuk aspirant, a word meaning to have the ambition to achieve a certain goal. In the case of the Banuk, this most likely would be adorned by someone looking to gain admittance to a certain, presumably highly respected, Werik. Since admittance to these sub-tribes is not passed down through descendants, admittance must be earned. Each Werik has its own unique trials to see if those attempting may add value and aid to the Werik's survival in the unforgiving lands of the Banuk. The highest positions one may obtain within the Werik is the chieftain and the shaman, a dual leadership system constantly balancing the practical needs of the tribe while also staying in accordance with the deeply rooted spiritualism of the culture. The chieftain is the mightiest of all the hunters in the Werik, a title once again earned and must be defended. They, as well as those beneath them, are charged with the hunt of metal and flesh. It falls to the shaman to ensure that the hunt falls in accordance with the blue light. The shaman presides over the fallen machine, harvesting its parts while honoring its spirit. The Banuk believe that the machines are the true conduit of the blue light and must be honored for its sacrifice in the hunt. Acting as a bridge between the blue light and the Werik, shamans are revered and respected, for they ensure their people are on the path of true harmony. Lastly comes the most unique mark unlocked to Aloy, that of the Utaru Planeswalker. Though not readily seen in the game, the Utaru are a tribe that inhabit an area known as the Plainsong, and are predominantly known as a peaceful tribe skilled in the art of crop cultivation. Though little more is known of this tribe, the map locating the metal flowers scattered throughout the world was created by an Utaru botanist. Perhaps the official tribal title for this profession may be Planeswalker. This, however, is only speculation. The depth of world building in Horizon is truly staggering, and small rewards such as these really provide another layer in understanding the world and the histories of those who inhabit it. Hopefully we gain even more perspective in history as we continue to explore this truly amazing world. And that brings our journey to an end. If you'd like to see more content like this, likes and shares are always appreciated, and if you really like what we're doing at the channel, come join our community and hit that subscribe button. Also consider supporting the channel on Patreon to help us create new series and to supply more quality content just like this. Check out the link in the description. Do you have an interesting question or a great idea for our next episode? Let us know in the comments down below, and until next time, thanks for watching and keep questing.